Hello guys on YouTube, how are you guys today? Well, we have a disclaimer for you guys today. I am working on a electrical lamp, by the way, that's going to be quite dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing, please don't do it because you might shock yourself here guys. But today we're going to be replacing a three-way socket and also the chintzy ass little lamp cord wiring on this lamp today. Now, I don't know if this is an antique lamp or anything, but I have done this in the past before with this lamp over here, replacing the socket and also replacing the wiring as well. Now, what do we need for ports, by the way? That's a good question. Well, you need to find the exact same lamp style socket you're going to be using. You can use a single pole switch or a three-way socket. This is a three-way socket, by the way. And we also have a little bit better cord as well. This is a heavier gauged cord. It's a pretty nice cord itself. I had a hard time trying to locate a three-way incandescent light bulb, if you guys can see. This one here is a nice bulb. It goes to 50, 100, and 155. This I got all these bolts down at Walmart. Typically, I would go to Lowe's or Home Depot to get my electrical ports for fixing lamps. Now, of course, I don't know if this lamp style socket is a flathead or a Phillips. We do have a couple of screwdrivers, small and also big. Now, this is a metal enclosed clamp style socket here. What happens is when this socket goes down, it's actually closed. Now it has two clips on this because it had a lot of more clips on this. You'll be destroying the tile base itself of this whole tile socket. Now you can also buy the build kit itself. It also has the bracket and also the lamp shade holder as well. But I only just need the socket and the wire. And that's just a lot easier versus rebuilding this whole tile lamp. Actually, I feel like I'm just going to go ahead and just rebuild this whole tile lamp myself. But this is not my lamp. This is my aunt's, by the way. I am fixing it today for she can take it home and have a lamp in her living room. But let's go ahead and get into the fixing. Now, first of all, we're also going to do this. Make sure the lamp itself is unplugged. Make sure it's unplugged before you do this. We're going to get into the ports. We're going to put the light bulb off to the side because we're not going to need that just yet. We're only going to need the socket and the new wiring. First of all, we got to take off the old style socket first, the older socket. Now, this is very loose in here. I mean, I can probably pop it right off just like that without even using a screwdriver or any sort of need. Now this has a insert. This is just a tube, cardboard tube. But I see the socket has a very unique style socket. I'm very interested in that socket though, but we're going to go ahead and mostly show all the old parts, right? I was right. This old school style socket apparently is a flathead and not actual a Phillips. But that's okay. That's totally fine for me. Now, one thing we gotta note is the wiring of the lamp itself. Okay, now, see on this side, this is the neutral. On this side, this is the hot. Now let's see what's going on here. Let's observe this lamp socket. Now, biggest problem I see right here is this wire is the correct wire on the on side, and that's the wire on that side. Now let's look at the cord. The cord will have a smooth side, it will be the hot side, and also a striped side, it will be the plus. Now you have it all on a sync the right way. Alright, let's go ahead and just pull this bad boy out. This is a very old lamp socket. It still works, but I won't trust using it because, you know, they can get kind of brittle over time. This is a very interesting socket. I never seen a socket like this before. What happened to this was, when my aunt used it or something, it blew up the whole entire light bulb. It's kind of interesting. Look at that pattern of Style Recycling Marble Effect plastic dial. That's kind of interesting. I like that. Alright, now, sadly this socket no longer works. Guess that I'm going to be doing with it. Going to apply straight away. That's typically normal to show a bad socket. Now, if you're just replacing the socket itself, you just reuse the exact same cord. But today, we're not using the exact same cord. We're going to go ahead and actually take the whole tile cord out and actually place the cord itself on the back of the lamp. Now, this lamp's a little loose. We're just going to pull it from the bottom. Want to lay down. Might have to tighten this up a bit, but I can do that as well. Pull this wire through, and pull this wire through as well. Sit that lamp up right. We're getting rid of this old chintzy ass, thin ass cord. We don't need that. That's not a good cord for a lamp making projects or fixing things. Now, let's see what we can do here. Now, we're gonna remove this cap. I know you don't need to remove this cap, but I'm gonna go ahead and remove it anyways, because you probably don't need it. Because sometimes the old ones may not fit on the new base. Now, I'm just holding it and screwing this off completely. Just make sure you don't lose any bolts. That's the one thing. Sometimes I do keep these bottoms in case if I need it, in case if I need actually to replace a non-socket. But this is still a good piece. But I'm not going to use it anyways. But let's make sure we actually not have everything all loosened up here. Because I'm afraid of when I pick this up, it's going to probably be a whole lot loose. But we're going to go ahead and try to tighten that as best we can. Alright, now, let's go ahead and put the new socket on. We're just going to go ahead and pop this guy open here. Simple, easy thing here. New bottom, new socket, packaging. It's very simple. It doesn't really have that many instructions on it. But very simple and easy to do. I mean, a lot of people can do this, but you do got to be careful if you're also going to be working on electrical lamps. What I'm doing is I'm spinning this down. I'm noticing it's not tightening up. It's probably all loose from the bottom. But this is probably just a whole rod in this. I'm just going to go ahead and tighten this up a bit, best by hand. And I may have to come in and actually use a wrench. But I don't really need it because I can tighten it up the best I can by hand, because this is a porcelain lamp. And we don't want to crank way too much on the porcelain lamp itself. But yes, this is a nice lamp, by the way. It's a pretty heavy construction unit, or a lamp itself. But yeah, we got everything all mostly tight, and that's about the best I can do with this lamp right now. But yes, now we're gonna get the new cord. This is the new cord. We're gonna grab that and put it in the new lamp. We're gonna unbox all this stuff for you guys, and you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Cardboard, we don't need that. I've done this many times. But if you guys are brand new to this, I'd recommend reading your instructions for any type of reason. But I don't need to. Let's look at these instructions here. Let's see how this all somewhat works here. How to wire a lamp socket. Here you guys can see, there's your lamp socket instructions. Bah! I don't need that, because I know how to do this. It's very simple. And this wire is already mostly pre-stripped for you. You don't need to strip it, and that's pretty good for me, because I didn't bring a whole lot of tools out. Got news for you that. I think I got my everything's on it. Let me see if I got my cutout there. And actually I do have my cutters. God, and you gotta make sure you don't accidentally cut the wire. Gotta make sure you cut the annoying. I hate these things. I don't know why Walmart really need, packaging companies really need to do that. That's so annoying. Alright. We're gonna be putting on the new socket in 1 second here, guys. We're just gotta make sure we have all everything the right way it's supposed to be. Now these are dipped in subtle. One is smooth, that's called your hot side, and one is actually your positive side, or your tone neutral of the wiring itself. Now why do I choose a heavier gauge wire versus a actual thinner wire itself? Well, a thinner wire can do the trick for just a standard size lamp, but for a heavier lamp like this with a bigger style socket, I'd recommend using a little bit higher gauge. This is probably like a 14 gauge wire. This is, by the way, full fall 8-foot lamp cord wire. You guys can see. It's a polarized plug. You guys can see it's polarized on one side, not polarized on the other side as well. I really like fixing lamps. It's in my nature. I like fixing all sorts of stuff. Now make sure the wires are actual straight, and when you put them inside the hole, you're gonna make sure you have to stuff them up to the thing here. Now what I like to do is sometimes I can twist the wires together to stay as a form, but if not, I like to have them separated. Now this wire might be a little thicker than the original wire itself, but it can be done. Anything with any type of lamp can be done here, guys. It can be actually fixed. The other thing can be fixed on a lamp. You don't need to throw it away. It's no need to throw your lamp away itself if you actually have a problem with the socket. It is repairable. I've done this many times before here, guys. I'm just waiting for it to come up through the on side, through the top side. This does have a long pipe in it. Alright, now, look at that. I got the cord. The cord's finally made it through the top. And we'll just make sure we don't put too much stress on the cord itself, because we don't want to damage the brand new cord we have on the lamp itself. Oh, my goodness, guys, this is getting fun. I got news for you. This is absolutely getting fun for me, because I've done this many times. Alright, now, what we need to do is put a string knot on the top of the wire itself. Alright, now it's time to get into the new socket. There's a new socket. The neutral goes here, the hot side goes here. Notice this is actual a brand new socket. You guys can see, I'm not cheating, you guys. I'm not using the original socket. You guys can see that. I'm actually using a brand new, spanking new socket. You guys can see the exact same style 3-way socket getting replaced with the same one, with the new one, but not the same socket, but with the same socket, but with the new one. Alright, now we need to pull some of this wire down, because it's a little up too high for me, because I need to get this wire down in a certain metal of a form of a loop knot here. Now this does come apart, this does split. Now why do I do this? Is I do this for a reason, is I actually put a loop knot on both ends of the unit, both ends of the socket. We got the neutral side we gotta put in, then we gotta put the hot side in. Now typically if this was all metal, typically you would have to have a ground. But this is being a porcelain lamp, you don't really need it to be grounded. Now, the way these wires work is you kind of have to loop them in a certain different way. Okay guys, when I tie the screw, you guys can see, this screw goes this way, okay? Means I gotta put the wire this way to tighten it down. That means I gotta loop the wire this way. I really love fixing lamps because it's a very simple, easy fix, guys. Anybody can do this. But if you know what you're doing, you can do it. If you don't know what you're doing, I would recommend not doing it because you're all dealing with a electrical lamp. And pardon my hand for being in the lamp making or fixing the lamp itself, but I need some good grip here. Now you gotta make sure you do the exact same thing with the hot side. As we put the hot side over here. Now, if I was going to go ahead and use that same exact wire, I could do that. But by putting a higher bulb in, I would recommend going with more of a higher gauge wire. And this lamp is almost done. We're just going to make sure you tighten everything up. Make sure everything's all super tight. Alright, let's see if we can try to bring this lamp up closer to you guys, so you can actually see how I did all this. I'm going to grab the wire, grab the base of this lamp. Okay guys, can see that? Here's the black, or the hot side. That's where I put the hot side on. And the neutral side is right there. Pretty cool. Now, all you gotta do is now we gotta pull the wire a little bit through the lamp. And gotta tuck one here because there's not a lot of room in this, but you can somewhat fit. Trust me, it's a real pain when you're dealing with that. When you're dealing with loop nuts and all sorts of wiring. Now, one thing you also want to make sure you're looking out for is making sure you're not pinching the wires themselves. Okay, and that's a dangerous kind of thing. And make sure you don't pinch wires. Now, once this socket's on here, it's on here, guys. Not without retaking the lamp socket back off. Now, what we're going to do is now we're going to get the new bulb and we're going to test the bulb. We're going to test it to see if it actually works. Crucial to make sure it's still unplugged and make sure this is off on the off mode itself. Alright, love fixing lamps. I think it's a good idea for mostly anybody who likes fixing their own stuff. I love fixing my own stuff, guys. Very simple. Now I'm going to shield yourself here for a minute. Oops. Okay, there you go. There's 100. There's 50, 100, and 155 watts of bulb. You guys can see, now the lamp is now repaired. By putting a new socket and a new wire on the lamp itself, we got a absolutely 100% safe lamp to use again. You guys can see, I don't need to throw it away. I fixed it. Okay, now the other stuff is going in the trash. All of the old wiring and also all of the packaging and also the lamp socket, it's absolutely trashed. Alright guys, this is how you fix your own lamp itself. Alright guys, if you're all brand new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. Please like, please share. Peace out. Bye guys. We'll hopefully see you in the next vlog. Peace.